Today I got time, cuz. Today I got time, cuz. You lucky on that day I was acting cool, cuz. Nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz? I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. I go hard, cuz.
Hey, y'all. Hope you guys are doing good today. Happy Tuesday. Oh, it's been a lot going on. So I was like, I got to come on and do a live stream. As you guys know, we had the Zoom meeting the other day. So thank you to everybody who was able to attend the meeting. You guys know that I will be out of here in a few weeks. I had to go deal with some medical stuff. So I was just keeping y'all up to date on that. So this week has been very, very busy for me. I've been in and out, literally doctor's appointments all day yesterday, all day today. I had to be at my first appointment at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I came home, took a nap. So I feel a little bit better. So I'm like, okay, we got to go ahead and talk about it, honey. Y'all like the orange? So we got a lot to get into today, especially with this Chilli situation. And I know a lot of people are asking about CardiB's hair care line, so we'll talk about that as well. I'm very excited to talk about all this stuff. So let me go ahead. Members, where my members at? We about to make this a members only chat for about the next 30, 40 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and switch it up here. If you want to be a member, feel free to join. But for now, it's just going to be the members. All right. Got it? All right. Members mode on. So I hope you guys are doing good. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm so glad y'all liked the Drewski video. I have recorded that the other day. I'm glad a lot of people are liking that. It's so much going on right now in the political world. Just all over social media, in the real world. But Chilli, Miss Crazy Sexy Coon, okay? Miss Red MAGA Hat Special, okay? Instead of red light special, it's red hat special, okay? She's trending once again, and at this point, I'm not surprised with anything. I've been covering TLC off and on over the years. That's the good part about, having been on social media as long as I have, is that I've covered a lot of their fuckery over the years. And we're going to get into it. I got a lot of back clips and everything else. But let's go ahead talk about why she's in trouble now. So what went down is that the other day, folks were being nosy. And they were like, okay, well, what's Chilli Rosanda Thomas been up to? And they noticed that she had a retweet on her page. And the retweet was of a racist meme that's gone around social media for a while of Michelle Obama. They've accused Michelle Obama for years of being a man named Michael or something like that. And it has been disproven time and time again. I got a chance. I didn't get to meet her personally, but I was at Essence Fest the year that she came to Essence Fest, the year that Michelle Obama came. Just a very wonderful, articulate woman. And the things that she went through in that White House was insane. The racism that her and her family had to deal with and the way she was able to hold her composure, oh, she's a good one. So when a lot of people saw this on Chilli's profile, they were very upset. And Chilli tried to ignore it at first. And then she came out and tried to say that it was an accident. And, she just happened to click on something. So let me kind of show y'all how this works. I don't know. Can you do it on the computer? Okay. You can't do it on the computer, but on your phone, if you're ever on Instagram, there's an option where you can hit like a retweet kind of. And it'll bring up like a little square box and it'll check it and it'll post your picture on there. And it'll show your picture kind of floating and it'll say, Lovely T retweeted this. Basically, you're sharing it with your followers. And again, I've accidentally bumped things before where I've gone on there and I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to retweet this shit, But that's part of when you hit something, you always look at what you're doing. If you're especially if you're spending time on a page or you're listening to something, you want to make sure, is it something you agree with? Is it something that you like or don't like? Because again, like I always tell you guys, likes are the new currency. Your likes, your shares, your retweets. And so there's been times where I've accidentally hit it, but it pops up right away. It lets you know, like, oh, you know, this is being shown to your followers, and you uncheck it. So the fact that she accidentally, yeah, it's called a repost. Thank you, baby girl. Retweet is Twitter, but yeah, a repost. And so the thing is, when you accidentally hit the repost, it's gonna pop up right away. You're gonna see your picture pop up and everything else, so you can see that you're reposting it. And if you didn't mean to repost it, you unclick it. But she left it there. So that tells me that you clicked it and you was cool with it. You just didn't think you was going to be caught. You just didn't think nobody was going to, you know what I'm saying, drag you by your silky baby hairs. That's what you thought. So once she hit this, people got to saying, well, what is going on with Chilli? So people got to digging. And they found out that she was basically sending money to a lot of organizations that were underneath Trump. Then she tried to come out and, you know, clear it up, whatever. But her money was going towards a lot of like different campaigns under Trump. And so people felt a way about that. So now she finally released a statement, because you guys know, and I think the reason why people are even checking for Chilli, because it was announced a week ago that her, Salt and Pepper, so TLC, Salt and Pepper, and En Vogue, they're supposed to be going on a tour. That was announced all over social media. So once that was announced, that's when people went back to go check for her, right? Because up until then, nobody was checking for damn Chilli, okay? So once they went to go check and see, you know, what she up to, that's when they found out that information. So Chilli has now decided to speak out and talk about the situation. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so I'm going to read y'all this. Grab your tiny violins. She says, I want to be clear, in all caps. I am not MAGA. I do not support any of the many policies that are causing great harm to the American people. I made a mistake. Too many make. I did not read the fine print. I thought I was supporting causes against human trafficking and for veterans. Two things I care deeply about is my dad is a veteran. Everyone knows I love children. I have learned a valuable lesson, and I ask for grace as I navigate this. Love, Chilli. First of all, bitch, objection. What you're not going to do is gaslight us. Because, see, we've been here from the beginning of TLC. We were babies. You know, we were in, 4th, 5th grade. But we've been here. Now, for the new babies, y'all are probably thinking, oh, Chilli's dad's a veteran. That's why she did it. He fought for the war, da-da-da. Put a teacup, OGT sippers, the older ones, because the babies don't know. Who remembers when Chilli was on this Sally Jesse Raphael show looking for her daddy? Girl, if you don't sit your ass down and stop acting like your daddy raised you, my dad was a veteran. You didn't find him till you were damn near 30, bitch. Okay? Who remembers that? When she was on the Sally Jesse Raphael show doing DNA testing shit. Talking about, I feel so whole. I'm whole now. I found my father. Girl, we ain't forgot. Well, at least I ain't forgot. Okay, I see the teacups. She tried it. So she's trying to make it look to the new folks that, her daddy's a veteran. I'm not saying that he's not a veteran, but she's acting like she was going from military base to military base like she was an army brat. The way she made that post. No, ma'am, you just found your daddy not too long ago. You didn't know who your daddy was for years. We watched you reunite with him on the Sally Jesse Raphael show. Okay? Now let's clock that T. So I was very surprised when that was her response. My daddy's a veteran. Girl, you just found your daddy. What you talking about? You're not no army brat. Okay? So I wasn't buying it. That right there turned me off. I felt like that was an excuse that she was trying to use. And like I said, the younger ones are not going to know. But us older ones who've been here, we were happy. We cried for her. We all watched it on national television when she found her daddy. Okay? So then she comes out with a video. Look. Do tell says TV calling out BS. Yeah, I don't forget nothing. So while she's trying to spin the narrative like, she was an army brat and her daddy fought for this country, I'm not saying that he didn't. But ma'am, you didn't grow up in that army brat lifestyle. and you're not going to act like you did, okay? So then she goes on to post a video. So we're going to go ahead and watch the video.
Hey guys, I wanted to come on here to address a few things that's circulating on the internet that's very concerning to me. Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration.
Oh, hold on.
Hey guys, I wanted to come on here to address a few things that's circulating on the internet that's very concerning to me. Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration for Michelle Obama, and I would never say or do anything that is disrespectful to her or to any woman. I would never do that. And I had no clue that this repost had happened until I started getting phone calls and text messages from everybody, and I immediately went to my page to see what was going on. Now, mind you, I'm not very computer savvy, so I'm looking for this repost.
Objection. Here we go with the I'm old. I's old now. I'm a boomer. I'm not very computer savvy. Okay, girl. All right, continue.
Button. And I see that all of these buttons are very, very close to each other. And clearly I was scrolling and my thumb hit the repost button. Again, I had no clue that something like this happened until I got all the calls. But of course...
Okay, I don't know why it stopped. Let me check out. I thought it was going to be the whole one. Is there another? No, it's on her real page. I don't know why it stopped. The one on TMZ was longer. Let me come back on the screenshot. It's about to piss me off. Let me see if I can find the full video of her talking. Okay, here goes a full one. Let's watch this one. I don't know what the hell her page is doing. Now her page want to cut off the apology and shit. Chilli, you ain't shit, because that was from your official page. Not your official page. Stopping the video, cutting off. If you're going to apologize, let the shit play through. But that's why I always have a backup. We're going to watch it again on Twitter. All right, here we go.
I wanted to come on here to address a few things that's circulating on the internet that's very concerning to me.
So before we go, that is the repost that she did right here of Michelle Obama. It says Michelle Obama registered to vote as a man in 1994, according to Illinois State Board of Elections. This was something posted in 2022. Okay, let's continue.
Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration for Michelle Obama, and I would never say or do anything that is disrespectful to her or to any woman. I would never do that. And I had no clue that this repost had happened until I started getting phone calls and text messages from everybody, and I immediately went to my page to see what was going on. Now, mind you, I'm not very computer savvy, so I'm looking for this repost button, and I see that all of these buttons are very, very close to each other. And clearly I was scrolling and my thumb hit the repost button. Again, I had no clue that something like this happened until I got all the calls. But of course, I took that down, and I would never post anything like that. I would never do something like that. That is not my character. I have supported the Obamas. I gave to the campaign, both runs, voted twice for him, and supported the organization that Michelle had in the schools for exercise for the kids. I would never do anything that's harmful or hateful to anybody. I'm just not wired like that. That's just not who I am. And when it comes to organizations that I have donated to, these are the things that support the veterans. I have always supported them, not just now, but for years. This is not something new. So I just wanted to let you guys know, this from me. you know, that I would never do anything so disrespectful, and I would just never, I'm just not about hate or anything like that. You know, if you look on my page and see my posts, it's all about love, faith, and connection. That's what I'm all about. You know, and I've always been that way, and I will continue to be just that way. So I just want to thank you guys for, you know, your love and your support, and just taking the time to listen to me right now. I really, really appreciate that. And I love you guys. Thank you so much.
All right, so that is the full video. Let me come back on camera here. So that is what she had to say. Give me just a second here, because I believe, yes, Salt came out and also said something. You know, you got to add salt to your chili, honey. So let me go ahead and show y'all what Salt had to say. This is Salt from Salt and Pepper. So she also has spoken out. All right. All right, so this is what Salt had to say. Chilli, please keep your pretty head all the way up, sister. This world is very quick to believe anything and everything posted on social media. Quick to crucify everything posted on social media. Quick to crucify and slow to forgive. Even when you straighten it out, haters will always hate. We know you in your heart. I truly pray that you don't shed one tear or lose 1 minute of sleep or peace over any of this. We got you, and any threat of not coming to the show from anyone will not stop us from loving on you, supporting you as a person, your legacy in music. This is a type of bullying we as a people have to stand up to. Whoever comes to see us, great, and whoever doesn't will miss something special. Powerful sisters coming together, positive vibes only. Continue to let your light shine. Okay. You know, I think she's a pastor now, so maybe that's why she came from that angle. And she has a right to support who she wants to support. She wants to stand by Chilli, great. But let's all keep it real. All these celebrities are going broke. The money's not money in. You know, they need the funds. They all do. They need the funds. Because, again, if things were okay, these women are now in their 50s. The fact that they still have to tour and put on concerts instead of resting tells you everything you need to know, okay? And I would have went to this. I was excited for it. I was a big fan of TLC. I like In Vogue. I like Salt and Pepper. But this is just kind of shady. Now, this is my issue with Chilli, and I'm going to take y'all back a bit. I could see, okay, she's claiming it was an accident, the repost, right? I could see that possibly, because sometimes you can push certain things on Instagram, on social media, and not realize it. But, you know, when you have a following, you do have to be careful the things that you like, the things that you repost, the things that you share, because people are going to align that with you and your values, right? But, you know, because sometimes I'll like stuff, not necessarily because I agree or I like it, but I like it to save it. Like if I'm doing research, or if I'm doing like a video, or if I need to do a live stream, I will like a bunch of stuff, because that way it's saved in my favorites and I know where to go back and pull the clips. But last time I checked, Chilli's not doing commentary. So it's not like, so there's no reason for her to be really reposting certain things. She's not doing commentary. But the problem is, when people got to digging, they found out she was following a lot of MAGA people. And I think that's the biggest issue for a lot of folks. Okay, we can maybe give you grace that you didn't mean to repost the thing about Michelle Obama. But when you see the folks that she's following, it's very telling. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So this is on Twitter. So they went through her followers. They see that she's following that hack comedian Terrence K. Williams, the one that got famous for going in on black folks. She's following Donald Trump Jr., Tommy Lauren, the white girl who was on all the news stations, all the right-wing news stations a few years ago, going in on black folks. So she follows her, and she follows Newsmax. She's also following Byron Donalds, who I believe is a pastor. So it's just a lot of people that she's following that people were like giving her the side eye about. Let me see. Even this one here. She liked things that Charlie Kirk was writing. Let's see if I can bring this down a bit. So here it says, "We love you, Charlie. Well done, good and faithful servant." It says, liked by the real Chilli. Okay? Here, Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States, liked by the real Chilli. This one here, Donald Trump wins Georgia, liked by the real Chilli. Okay? So that was a lot of people's issues with this whole situation. Is that not only did you accidentally repost that of Michelle Obama, people are seeing who you're following. They're seeing what you're liking. And it wasn't sitting well with a lot of her, her fans. But my thing is this, I'm not surprised by this. And because I've been covering her antics over the past few years, and I've always given Chilli grace. Because I'm like, you know what? She seems, for the most part, unproblematic. But when I went back through my archive, and I was watching a lot of my old videos that I did, and it's like, it seems like Chilli has always felt a way, low-key, about other black celebrities and, possibly black people. And we just didn't really clock it. So we're going to go back down on a trip down memory lane. How long I've been on here? Okay. We'll let the new people, we'll let the non-members come in a bit here. Give me just a second here. Because I've been covering TLC for the past, just on my channel. I don't, do many videos on them, but I have videos dated from 11 years ago. Remember, she said in her video, she's never disrespected other women. But I recall 11 years ago, me doing a video about TLC blasting Rihanna. Now, they didn't say it was Rihanna per se. The news media was kind of being messy, but people were able to put two and two together. It was a lot of shade being thrown at Rihanna and Beyonce over the years. And even people were clocking it back in 2014. Like, it seems like you have all this smoke for black artists and how they dress, but not for white artists. So let's go down memory lane. We're going to see Young T from 10 years ago in 480p. Let me share my screen here. Hold on. Okay, so this is from 11 years ago. Come a long way. I'm an OG in this bitch. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
Now, you've spoken to Sunrise in a Breakfast TV exclusive, of course. Their massive diss on another world-famous music star kicks off our entertainment wrap.
I love our group. I just love what we stand for.
Chemistry.
That is like a main ingredient. Yeah, it's either there or it's not. And the three of us had chemistry. Now it's the two, and we have crazy chemistry. And the fans, they also keep us going because they love us so much and they just show so much love.
During our interview, TLC slammed the current crop of artists who use sex to sell music. They singled out Rihanna.
Every time I see you, you don't have to be naked. And it's hard for us to say anything because every time we say something, TLC, they must be jealous. First of all, let me say this. It is what it is. I call a spade, okay?
Yeah.
We sold and became the biggest girl selling group of all time with our clothes on. That says a lot. It's easy to sell sex. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, we can go around with booby cakes out all day long. We'll have a lot, but they're still booby cakes.
That's right.
So this whole mess just caused a lot of controversy online. So once Rihanna caught wind of this, Rihanna went off, caught them some old ass tots, and then what she did, top of her sending out those tweets, she also made the topless picture of TLC her backdrop on her Twitter page for the entire weekend. So it was nuts. The internet went crazy. Everybody had something to say about it. I was on damn Twitter sipping tea and laughing my ass off. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of these tweets right now. So, that's me 10 years ago. Like I said, I'm an OG in this shit, okay? Being out here, clocking T. Yeah, I was so young. I almost cried when I seen that video. Like, dang, I've come a long way. Even my microphone, I ain't even had no good mic, honey. I just used to talk in my camera. That was the microphone, was the camera. But let me read some of these, because it was a particular tweet. Let me see. They're saying TLC was about sexual agency. Bumped to see them go at Re. It was somebody else. TLC could not sing back in the day. Those hoes were studio puppets. T-Boz sounded like a croaking animal. Chilli, don't make me start. The only one who had talent was Left Eye. These two might need to have several seats. So folks are going in, but it was one particular person that said that they're always going at black artists. Chilli with her baby hairs and T-Boz ratchet ass need to cool out. They're going off. Extremely old and disgruntled. Re handling these chicks. And Rihanna went in. She changed her whole backdrop. It was insane. Let me see here. We're all entitled to opinion. Trying to find. Okay, because Rihanna Navy was going hard. I'm trying to find the one where they were saying. It might be in this video. It might be in another one. When Rihanna saw shade. I don't know. It's in there somewhere. Y'all can go back and watch the video. But basically, one of the tweets or the comments I had screenshotted and put in there, somebody was saying that they're always coming for black artists. Because this wasn't the first time. They had also thrown shade at Beyonce at one point as well. Even when they did their documentary, remember that scene of the girl in the green dress? And everybody was saying that was Beyonce. And they were saying that, that was shade towards Beyonce in the TLC movie. So, yeah, Rihanna used to clap back in the day, honey. Rihanna did not give a damn. She was going to go in. So, her saying that, they don't talk about women and all this other stuff, BS, because I have receipts. Look, people are like, I didn't know this yet. This was 11 years ago. So now, 10 years ago, when I moved to LA, I did a video on them where it was a TLC is going to jail party. Because after they did the TLC, and I'm showing you this just to show the shadiness. I think we just never really put it together. But when I started going back through my videos, I'm like, wow, the signs were kind of there that there was always some type of shadiness, underlying. And so in this video, after they did the TLC movie, everybody loved it. It was a good movie. It was on Lifetime. They said that they wanted the fans to help them make a new album. And so everybody donated. A lot of people donated money. They wanted to help them get in the studio because they didn't have the funds at the time. And so one of Rihanna Navy members asked, like, hey, when's the album coming? Because I think at that point it had been about a year. And their response was very nasty and flippant. So we're going to go ahead and watch me, young lovely T again, talking about this situation. This one I lived in LA. Going in on them on social media. So if you guys remember last year after the TLC movie came out, they decided to basically put together one last studio album, and they asked the fans for help. They wanted people to donate money. They initially only wanted $150,000, but fans are so in love with TLC that they ended up raising close to $400,000 for this album, okay? Katy Perry even gave them $5,000, and when TLC seen that, they tweeted Katy Perry. They were really, really happy. A lot of folks donated to their GoFundMe page. Now, fast forward a year, somebody from the Rihanna Navy decided to tweet T-Boz and ask T-Boz, what's up with the album? We haven't heard anything. It's been a whole year. The album was supposed to come out, a few days ago. What's going on? If you're not going to release this album, I want my $5 back. And T-Boz proceeds to tell this fan if they want their money back, they need to go ask GoFundMe. So when folks heard this, internet went nuts and they're like, you know what, how dare TLC tell folks who donated their money to go get the money back from GoFundMe, where the hell's the album? So folks started a hashtag called TLC's Going to Jail Party. When I tell you this is one of the funniest hashtags I've seen in a long time, I fell the hell out looking at these gifs, these memes, these comments. Go ahead and check this out and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary. I found the perfect shoes for the TLC's Going to Jail Party. Y'all gotta watch some of my old stuff, honey. When I tell you, I've been in these streets, okay? Y'all gotta go back and watch some of these archives. This is from 10 years ago. So yeah, they're just going in on TLC. Let's see. TLC Going to Jail Party. This person said this is we getting glammed up before the TLC's Going to Jail Party. I'm here. Trying to get to the TLC's Going to Jail Party before it ends.
Y'all ugly.
What's in the new chicken wraps?
Mary?
Crispy chicken.
This is when Black Twitter was at its best, bitch. I'm telling you, my archive videos are iconic, okay? I was here for all of this. I have archives of how the old social media used to be, honey. Okay, we used to have fun on Twitter before it turned into a MAGA mess. This is how we got down. We throw hashtag parties. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the TLC Going to Jail Party was funny. The broke Michelle. Remember when Michelle from Destiny's Child? That was a funny hashtag. It was shady. They would have all these hashtag parties. Let me see. It was a lot of they were just funny. Oh my gosh. When T-Boss told me to call Kickstarter to get my $5 back. Not Penny from Good Times. Oh my God, so many memories. When No Scrubs came on the radio, but you realized they were singing about themselves. TLC Going to Jail Party. So like I said, it's so funny. Like I got teary-eyed looking back at that. I'm like, dang, I can't believe that was 10 years ago, you know. Haven't aged too badly. God is good. But yeah, it was a lot. So, you know, kind of showed their character back then because, again, the fans donated for them to go into the studio to create an album, and they clapped back on the fans. But y'all are sitting here sending Katy Perry all types of thank yous. But when the fans are saying, where's the album that we donated to? And to this day, I don't think we ever got the album. So, I don't know. We just threw a Going to Jail Party and moved on quietly. So we kind of just let them, you know, simmer in their shit. So then, 2017, this was 8 years ago. I did another video, because like I said, I've been, you know, going through my little archives, and I'm not, at this point, I'm just not shocked by the behavior. Oh, let me go ahead and let the rest of the folks in here before they start crying. Subscribers. Go ahead and let y'all in, child. Give me just a second. All right, they're about to come flooding in here. Come on in. Tea sippers. We's free now. Here they come. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. So, like I said, it's a lot. You know, I bring receipts here. I got old school receipts. So, in 2017, I don't know if y'all remember this, but I did a video on TLC. They were asking them about Black Lives Matter. That's when a lot of stuff was going on back then. And they're asking about Black Lives Matter, and Chilli piped up. It was like, oh, all lives matter. Objection. We're not talking about all lives matter. We know that all lives matter. That goes without being said. But we're asking your black ass about Black Lives Matter. And she just wanted to talk about All Lives Matter. So she got drugged once again. So, like I said, we bring receipts around here. So let's go ahead and watch this archive from 8 years ago. I think this might have been a voiceover, but we'll see. All right. And so, for whatever reason, this interviewer decided to get super political and wanted to ask him about Black Lives Matter. While T-Boz didn't say a whole lot, Chilli literally ran for the bait, and she decided to just go in and say that all lives matter and that everything is so inclusive. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this interview really quick. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Black Lives Matter movement. Did you guys feel strongly about it when it was all kicking off in America? Did you go on any marches? Did you go on any anti-Trump marches?
Well, I personally, I didn't go into any marches or anything like that, but for me, all lives matter. You know what I mean? Because there's a time when, you know, different groups are targeted for, you know, different things. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that just the whole, you know, what happened, even, you know, with the police brutality against these young Black boys and stuff like that, and all of that kind of stuff is wrong, you know, and even if it was a Caucasian teen kid that this was happening to or whatever, it's just not right. Mm-mm.
What's it like for you both being Black women in America in the age of Donald Trump?
I don't care about Donald Trump. So, I mean, God is my president, so I just feel sorry for people it affects, but I don't care about him. I mean, I worked on a Celebrity Apprentice, and I wasn't too fond of men, so I don't care, really.
All right, so you guys just saw that interview. So, of course, once that interview went viral the other day, folks started dragging Chilli Honey by her silky baby hairs, okay? They were dragging her all over social media. People were really pissed off about what she had to say. So now, as of today, she's finally responding back to all the backlash that she's been receiving. And this is what she told the Shade Room. So she told the Shade Room, of course, Black Lives Matter, and the killing of young Black boys is heartbreaking to all of us. Everyone knows I'm a Black mother of a Black son, so there is no way I could watch what's happening and not be affected. That video was from an interview in London asking me about issues happening in the U.S. My response was inclusive of everyone, but not meant to undervalue the Black Lives Matter movement or to suggest police brutality against Blacks is acceptable. So that's what she said to the Shade Room. So once that came out, a lot of people still said, you know what? It's a day late and a dollar short. She's disingenuous. I'm not supporting her new album. So a lot of folks are really, really pissed off. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the comments, the tweets, and what folks have to say concerning her apology. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. Again, reporter, do you support Black Lives Matter? TLC, all lives matter. This is when Twitter was at its best. I've missed these days on Twitter. How are TLC proud pioneers of social consciousness in the 90s going to be so ignorant on Black Lives Matter? Beyond disappointed. Somebody said Wendy's chili versus TLC's chili. Okay? So the internet once again went in on them. Okay? So like I said, we bring receipts around here. This lady's been clowning for years. I don't think people have really archived it as much as I have. But this is why, you know, welcome to Lovely TTV, okay? We can bring y'all back decades with receipts. So then, she had another controversy. This was more recent, okay? People are like, damn, I didn't know all this happened. Yes, Miss Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls head ass. She had another controversy. Now, this was after she got with Matthew Lawrence, who is her white, I don't think it's her husband. I think they're just boyfriend, girlfriend. Joey Lawrence's brother. So, in this video, it was a live stream I did 2 years ago. When I first moved here into this house. So, yeah, this was going on 2 years ago. And so, in this video, people had went into Matthew's comment section because, you know, they had just started dating around that time. And somebody was like, ooh, Matthew got him a sexy chocolate girl. And she went out her way to say that she was caramel. And everybody was like, wait, when the fuck did she become caramel? You've always been dark-skinned. What is the problem? So let's go ahead and watch this video. This is for my live stream. Like they did like some video on TikTok and they were dancing together. And so somebody wrote this on the video. They said, "Oh, Matthew, he got some chocolate now. He got the moves. I approve." And then Chilli came on there and she wrote caramel. So people started dragging her ass. So we're going to read this here. This is what she wrote. She wrote caramel. She didn't like that. And so somebody says, "Your skin is brown, Chilli. You do in fact qualify as chocolate. Left eye qualified as caramel. Love yourself." Somebody else says, "You want to be light skinned so bad, sis. You're brown like chocolate. It's okay." Somebody else says, "Chilli, your skin is brown. You do in fact qualify as chocolate. Left eye qualified as caramel. Love yourself." This person says, "This is so embarrassing." Is caramel in the room with us right now? Somebody else says, "Chilli, you want to be light skinned so bad. Sis, you're brown skin like chocolate. It's okay." This person says, "You're chocolate, not caramel." Okay. I think me and Chilli are about the same color. I could be wrong. She might be lighter than me. I've always looked at Chilli as brown skin. I've never looked at her and seen caramel or seen light skin. I've always seen her as brown skin. I think Chilli is gorgeous. She's in her 50s and she does not look like it at all. She's drop dead gorgeous. But let's keep it real. I think she grew up in an era where, because she's older, she's 50, where it's like words like chocolate and dark skin, they're always like attached to like bad connotations, right? Like it's almost like seen as less than. And I think she's trying to like basically move herself from that. Because okay, so y'all get the gist of the video. I can go and watch the live stream. So like I said, I've been clocking Chilli's tea for a while. I think she has issues with her blackness at this point. I think she does. I'm not saying that she's not a black woman or she doesn't claim to be black, but I think there's some issues there. Even like her being put in the black box, she doesn't want to be seen as chocolate, and people can be like, well, not everybody wants to be seen as a food. Well, is caramel not a food? It's not like she said, I'm not chocolate, I'm brown skin, or I'm not chocolate, I'm dark skin. She chose one food for another, And so with everything I've kind of looked over the years concerning Chilli, I'm not surprised at all that this is where she's at with this whole MAGA thing. And my thing is this, again, I'm not one of those people that say, oh, all black people have to think this way. Oh, y'all got to side with Kamala. People are going to vote how they want to vote. They're going to side with what they want to side, okay? But my thing is, own it. Don't sit there in front. If that's who you are and you feel like you have more in common with the Republicans and the conservative movement, that's your black ass business. But just own it. Don't sit here and follow all these MAGA people, accidentally repost some bullshit, don't want to be called, chocolate, just all the weird stuff, all lives matter. But then when they call you out on it, now you're playing crazy. I can at least respect the ones who are honest and saying, well, this is the team I'm on. Cool. Or even if you own, people know, even with me, there's certain things that I am more conservative on. And that's okay. Just like there's things I'm more liberal on. And that's okay. But for her to try and just play crazy when we can tell, what you're saying is not matching the actions. Because, again, if you did not want to donate to any of Trump's, causes, like the veterans cause and, human trafficking, which is insane to even donate to a cause for human trafficking when all these mofos are in the Epstein file is beyond me. But there are so many organizations that you can donate to that support veterans that have nothing to do with the administration, that have nothing to do with politics. So to me, she's full of crap. And I have one more receipt. So while she's trying to say, I would never, let's not forget, T-Boz busted her out a long time ago. I've been known she was, Team MAGA. She just tries to like pussyfoot around it. But who remembers this? I don't know if y'all remember this audio. Let's listen.
Yeah.
You guys are about to nominate the biggest jackass in the history of politics. Straight up, period.
I think you're really gonna win.
This is an all hip hop exclusive.
My group member voted for him.
Well, here's my thing
This is an
I've been
all-hip-hop
telling you guys that
exclusive.
when you say Obama got 2, that don't mean nothing anymore because the voters are as dumb as they've ever been.
So y'all heard that. She said my group member voted for him. And again, that's fine. That's her business. You vote for who you want to vote for. Okay? It's your business. But own it. That's my issue with her. Just own the shit. There's enough receipts showing how you get down, Chilli. But all this trying to play crazy, and I'm a boomer. No, you're not. I don't know how social media works. Yes, you do. You've been caught up in enough controversy over the years to know. Who remembers that I tried to find the video, and I don't know if YouTube deleted it on my back end. I could not find the video, but I know I did the video because I got drugged by the Beehive for no reason. Put a tick up if you guys remember, if you've been on my channel, when I talked about Chilli liking that shady post of Beyonce. She had liked the shady post of Beyonce, and she also wanted to leave all the different variants of Beyonce's name back in 2013. She didn't want to hear Queen B, B-E-Y. And so the Beehive got really mad. And so she tried to say that she accidentally liked the shady tweet. And so, I try to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, they're older. She may not know. This was years ago. Oh, the Beehive drugged me. Said I was dressed like Barney the dinosaur. Shut the fuck up, you Barney the dinosaur dressed ass bitch. They went in on me, and I love my purple. I can't find that video. I looked, I searched, I cannot find it. Y'all remember it though? Okay, good. I see teacups. She had liked something shady about Beyonce after she already got drugged for saying that she didn't want to hear the name Queen Beyonce or B or any variant of Beyonce's name in 2014. And so then people she claimed she was playing. So everybody was like, okay, fine. But then she got caught liking something shady about Beyonce. And at that point, the Beehive lit her ass up. I cannot find that video. I searched. I cannot find it. It's probably on my hard drive, but it's not on my back end. I looked all day yesterday. Because like I said, I've been covering them for years, off and on. But I'm glad y'all remember it. Yeah, she's obsessed with Beyonce. It's something about Beyonce that bothers Chilli. I'm glad y'all remember, because I'm like, I know I had this video, because I remember the Beehive coming for me. But, so I'm not surprised at all by what, Chilli's being exposed for that. I'm just real disappointed that she would, vote for who you want to vote for, but to sit there and perpetuate that Michelle Obama is a man is disgusting. It really is. Because we have enough of that negativity, especially as dark-skinned Black women, with people trying to compare us to men and asking if we're trans and stupid shit like that. So for her to even supposedly accidentally repost that, that's BS. And I feel like I've always said, there's a hierarchy, with certain women, especially when you talk about, and I don't care if you're talking about dark-skinned women or biracials. There's a certain hierarchy. You can be dark, but not too dark. Yeah, I remember, what was that, Asian Doll and JT. When we went through their old tweets, they were going in on dark-skinned people. So, you can be brown, but not Africa dark. And they're dark-skinned girls. And I think Chilli suffers from the same thing. Because she's always been given props her whole life for having that particular hair texture. Very loose pattern, And she's one of those, what you call acceptable brown skins. But because of her hair texture, she doesn't want to be lumped in with the other dark-skinned girls. She doesn't want to be lumped in with the brown-skinned, dark-skinned girls who have natural, kinky hair. That's why she sees herself as caramel. It's not even so much her skin tone. It's her features. She wants that adjacency to other. especially being that she's dating a white man. Because of all things, why is that why you're offended? Because somebody says they're giving your man props, saying, okay, we see you with that chocolate, sister. And you're offended, and your response, instead of saying thank you or, yeah, he loves this chocolate, your response is to say, caramel! Bitch, what? When did you turn caramel? T-Boss is caramel. Left Eye is caramel. You, my good sis, are brown skin. And a lot of us looked up to you in TLC because you were the darkest one. We share the same skin tone. So, she's just turned out to be somewhat of a disappointment. Yeah, I know she's Gen X. I'm just being funny. But she's trying to act like she's a boomer is what I'm saying. Like, I know she's Gen X. She's not that old. But, you know, I just don't like when all of a sudden, they, you know, as soon as motherfuckers fuck up, all of a sudden they don't know how social media works. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. I don't even know how this app works. Oh, I'm older. Like, stop acting like you're a boomer. You're Gen X. You've been on social media for years. I done took y'all down memory lane. 11 years ago, we were talking about Chilli and her foolishness. So she knows how social media works. But as soon as they get in trouble, all of a sudden they're boomers. They don't know nothing. Me no speak English. So yeah, she's a trip. She's a trip. Let me read some of these super chats here, and then we'll go ahead and get on to the next story. Oh, I've been on already for an hour. Time flies when you're having fun, child. Let's see here. Thank you to everybody who's joined the membership. I appreciate y'all. Cindy Yo sent $2, says, T, please touch on the Tiger Woods DUI mess. My oldest came by here to come visit me today. He gave me some good news. So he came by to come visit. And so we was talking about that. I said, you know what? As soon as I seen Madia posted, I looked and kept on scrolling. I'm going to keep telling y'all this, and I'm not going to say it again. Tiger Woods has an addiction. Pills, alcohol. I call him Mr. Mask Off, Mask On. I'm surprised he ain't killed nobody yet. This motherfucker's always getting behind a car impaired. At this point, y'all need to take his driver's license from him. If y'all can throw Karen Hooger's ass in jail, as many times she done been pulled over for drunk driving, he needs to be locked up too. This is not his first rodeo. We've reported on this man crashing into shit for years. Ain't that how he got into all that drama where the babysitter wife ended up leaving him, the nanny wife? Because he was caught, you know, high as hell, speeding. So, I wasn't shocked. I said, oh, him again, and kept scrolling. He needs to go to rehab again. So, I don't know, he got issues. And I get it, his back hurts, and, you know, when you golf, you can do things to your back, but that ain't no excuse. Shit, I use pain meds too. And when I'm on my pain medicine, guess where I'm at? In the fucking house, in the bed. I'm not jumping behind the wheel of a car. That's scary. So, I mean, and the thing is, he has money. He can be driven by his nanny ex-wife or whatever, you know, whoever he's fucking with now. You know, he can call Uber. So there's no excuse. It's no different than if you're driving impaired or drunk. So I don't feel bad for Tiger Woods. At this point, he needs to be in jail. If y'all can lock up the Real Housewives of Potomac lady, he needs to be in jail because he's always getting locked up and going to jail over the weekend for some type of DUI. I think he's not going to learn his lesson until he has to do some hard time. I'm not saying throw him in there for 20 years or nothing. Give him like 6 months to a year. Give him a chance to sober up. Then he'll stop. Somebody said, is Chilli mixed? Chilli is mixed. I want to say when she found her biological dad, because isn't her last name I think her daddy, his last name is Ali. I think she's mixed with like Middle Eastern. I want to say, I think she's mixed with Middle Eastern. She looks like she got Middle Eastern in her. Let's see here. Design Queen 12 gifted somebody a membership, so thank you for that. Make sure you guys thank her if you got that membership. Micah Manning 307 sent $1.99, says, I try to hype your videos, but it's not there. Yeah, I had asked my YouTube manager about that. I said, well, where's my hype button? Everybody keeps asking me for a hype button. I ain't never seen it. I didn't know what it was. They said, I don't get a hype button. You only get it if you're under 100,000 followers. So because I'm at 1 million, they won't allow me to get a hype button. So unfortunately, you can't hype me up. But you can share my videos. You can like my videos. So that helps, you know. Hype me up. I hype me up. Shout out to my girl. That dude really, the dude with the Timberland boot, really tried to come for her song. And I'm glad she read his ass and the other man, Ray Daniels, for the filth. The affirmation song, I like that song. I hype me up. Let's see here. Oh, Nala Hassana, she gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you for gifting the memberships. No, Chilli's mom is not from Bangladesh. Y'all just be making up shit. Chilli's mom is from Bangladesh. No, she's not. She's a black woman from Atlanta. Her mom is black. Her daddy's the one who's mixed with something. Yeah, Flipper T. I met her. Very nice. I got a picture with her. I just never posted. She, really, really humble girl. I was trying to get her to perform at my birthday party. But she was already booked for something. That was supposed to be the surprise guest, but she was booked. So she wasn't able to come, but I got a chance to meet her at one music fest, and she's just so sweet. And I just hate the fact that the dude with the boot, John Fogg or whatever his name is, him and Ray Daniels, they think they should get her publishing. Like, are you cool? So by that logic, should anybody on TikTok be able to get any artist's publishing because they're dancing to their song? So I hate the fact that they're even trying to play in her face like that. Somebody said, okay, identity. Her father is Abdullah Ali. So I remember her daddy's last name was Ali. I remember that from the show. Who is of Bangladeshi, East Indian, and Arabian descent. That makes perfect sense. I remember his last name was Ali. So her daddy's East Indian and Arabian. Yeah. So that's where she gets that hair texture from. Yeah, Flipper sounds like Glorilla, but it's 2 different people. Yeah, the dude with the boot. John Fogg, whatever the hell his name is. He wanted her, him and Ray Daniels thought that he should get the publishing that because he made her song go viral. Now, I'm not going to lie. I did first see his video before I saw her. And I was like, oh, okay, this is funny. Then I was like, well, who sings the damn song? Because at first I thought it was Glorilla. And then I found out it was Flipper T. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then at that point, I downloaded it. And, I started following her and supporting her. So I was shocked when, I was on my Instagram and she was going off. And it's like for them to even say that, to come at this black woman who has made her, who's written and made her own music and produced it, to say that the man with the boot who's dancing to the song, who was not in the studio, who had nothing to do with the song, should get publishing is insane. So, anything to bring a black woman down, child. But I'm glad she's holding her own. She said, you will not get publishing out from me, bitch. And you can stop dancing to my song. He has no rights to it at all. Let's see here. In Plain Sight 33 set 9.99 says, I think this goes hand in hand with her considering herself a chocolate coated woman. She does not like herself. Hit the like button. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Sparkly Harus at 199 says, T, I made a gift for you. How can I send it? Please email it to me. My email is on my channel page because I don't know it by heart. Email it to me. I love seeing gifts. Y'all be making a bunch of gifts in Discord too. I'll be cracking up. Yeah, definitely email it to me. Give me just a second here. I want to see the gift. I love when y'all make gifts of me live because I'm always making funny faces. Let's see here. Truth Ain't In Ya. Sim 499 says, all these girl groups love drama. TLC and Vogue. and the Pussycat Dolls. Reuniting with only 3 members and not all 6. Yeah. I said the money ain't money and child. Kanika sent $10, says, I'm hollering. T said, you ain't no military brat, but for real, I don't trust none of these celebrities. They are broke and trying to stay relevant. Exactly. Jay Buggin says, when Chilli mentioned her dad, I said, that man you met on TV, do y'all even have a relationship? Girl, another useless war. Girl, we're in another useless war. Get the fuck out of here. I'm glad you remembered the dad, because a lot of people forgot. Like, oh, her dad was in the military. The man she found on the damn Sally Jesse Raphael show. Bitch, who was here when that happened? She didn't grow up with that man. So, yeah, I'm glad you clocked that. Nicole Wimberly gifted a membership. Thank you so much. AA Virgo says, Rihanna was savage in those internet streets. Oh, yeah. In the early days of internet, Rihanna let your ass know. That's why she was one of the only celebrities I really followed. Because Rihanna would clap back. She would go in. And that's when Twitter was fun, man. Them old videos brought back so many memories. Mayu sent $2, says, Young T got 24 hours to drop a mixtape. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Tiana Next Door 572 sent $10. Says, T, I love when you give a full breakdown. I forgot about all of this. Thank you for the receipts. You are so welcome. And thank you for tuning in. D Hump sent $10. Says, Byron Donald is running for governor in Florida. After the orange one won, Byron is the clown that said, Daddy's back. Ugh. I'm Panamanian Jill in the Discord. Shout out to the Discord gang. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. I didn't know that's the one who said Daddy's back. He needs to be embarrassed. Yeah, that's her. That's her homeboy. She's following him. Let's see here. Just refreshed. Mandarins sent $5. She says, you know what? She gives me the vibes that she has long silky hair and features, but hates that she didn't get the light skin tone. Shake my head. Yeah, I definitely get that vibe. And it's a, things go deep, especially when you're talking about, people who come from multi-ethnic backgrounds. And we'll talk about that even more when I get into like the CardiB's segment and things like that. Things go deep. She's a dark-skinned biracial. So a lot of times, and she just happens to have that hair texture. But sometimes you'll have dark-skinned biracials who don't necessarily have that hair texture. Let's say they're black and Mexican. Like, what's her name? Meg Thee Stallion's ex-best friend, Kelsey. She's black and Mexican. To look at her, you would not know she was mixed at all. She's just like a regular, caramel-skinned girl. She doesn't look like she's mixed. But her mother is full Mexican. So sometimes when people are biracial, but they don't fit what it is to be phenotypically, like what you think of a biracial person, sometimes they internalize that and they can be upset. They can make them feel away. But that her hair is what gives it away that she's biracial. But if she didn't have that hair texture, nobody would really think she was mixed with anything else. So, yeah, I definitely agree. She gives me that type of vibe. Yeah, Doja Cat is another one. We talking about Doja Cat, too. When you think about, because these people are the exception to the rule. Usually when you think about what a biracial person looks like, especially if they're mixed with black and white, it's a certain picture in your head. Usually light skin, maybe light colored eyes, looser curl pattern. Doja Cat has a white Jewish mother and a South African father. And she just looks like a regular, you would look at her and just think she's just like a regular light skinned woman. You wouldn't necessarily think she's biracial because of her hair texture. So she has a lot of internalized issues because of that. And I think Chilli's the opposite of that. She has the silky hair, but she doesn't have the skin tone. Whereas Doja Cat has the skin tone of a biracial, but not the hair texture. So, it goes deep. Let's see here. Lessons learned, sent $4.99, says, remember when they said she looked like the young girl on Instagram, a brown-skinned girl, and she said, no, she looks like Karrueche. Who? Chilli? I missed that one. So Chilli said she didn't look like the young brown-skinned girl and said that she looks like Karrueche. Let me try and Google that. I missed that argument. Yeah, so it sounds like Chilli's been having little issues for a while. Let me see if I can pull that up, because I didn't hear about that. Oh, this was in 2022. Oh my gosh. Chilli rejects fan look-alike. Oh, Chilli. Objection. Really? Oh yeah, she has an issue with her blackness for sure. I thought you was playing lessons learned. I'm glad I missed this one. I've been over Chilli for years, so I missed this one. Let me go ahead and show y'all this foolishness. Come on, Chilli. Really? Here it is. Chilli rejects fan lookalike, but embraces Karrueche, trans comparison. Her and Karrueche look nothing alike at all. Not the same skin tone, not the same hair texture. Karrueche is black and Vietnamese. You are an Arabian looking woman. Girl, what did this fan look like? Let me see if it comes up. Oh, damn, they done deleted it. Damn. In a lookalike debate involving TLC, Chilli Thomas rages on. On Friday, a young lady tweeted a side-by-side photo of herself and Chilli while posing the question to the interwebs regarding whether they resemble each other. Many replied, confirmed the similarities, but Chilli herself came through to deny that there were any comparisons. Long, straight, wavy hair and similar skin tone does not mean you look like someone, Chilli wrote to the girl. You're a doll, but we do not look alike. Okay, I think I vaguely remember this. It was a polite swerve on Chilli's part, but that didn't stop people on social media from accusing the singer of being rude. Okay. And then there's an exchange between Chilli and Karrueche where the TLC singer gushed over how much the model resembles her. Oh my gosh, looking just like me, Chilli commented on Karrueche's photo. Love you, hurry up and come hang out with your big sis on the road. On another photo, she said they look as if they could be related. And Chilli agreed. Chilli is a trip. Let me see this girl. See if this brings it up. Damn it. I want to see what the girl looks like. I vaguely remember this story now. Let me see if I can now I'm invested. Okay, this was 6 years ago. Do you think this fan looks like... Okay, where's the picture? It's almost like Chilli got this shit wiped off the internet. I keep seeing the story, but it's not... Nobody's pulling up the picture. Okay, here it is. Okay, found it. I'm invested now, child. Chilli, you need your ass whooped. If y'all see this girl, she looks like she could be Chilli's daughter. She looks more like Chilli than Tron. Tron don't even look like Chilli as much as this girl. Let me show y'all this shit. Do y'all see this beautiful girl? They got the same exact hair texture, same skin tone, smile. Why is she acting like this girl is some, Rasputia looking chick? This girl is gorgeous. She looked just like Chilli. What? for real? Objection. Chilli, are you for real? This little girl looks just like her. So the little girl wrote, I look like Chilli a lot. What y'all think? And she added official Chilli in the shade room. This was in 2019. And Chilli got the nerve to come back and say some mess like that. Somebody said you look better than Chilli. Because Ricky Smiley was talking about it. I'm trying to see if they had Chilli's comment on here. Yeah, Chilli said she don't look like her. Chilli said she looked like Karuchi Tran. Wow. I didn't even know about that, T. Thank you so much. Lesson learned. I appreciate it. Wow, I'm glad I went and Googled what that girl looked like. That little girl is gorgeous. She literally looks like she could be Chilli's daughter. Yeah, it seems like Chilli has a issue with other black women. You know, first Rihanna, Beyonce, this little girl. That's so weird. I remember when I met Erica Alexander, because me and her look a lot alike. Pam from the CardiB's show. There's a picture of me and Erica Alexander. I posted this on social media somewhere. I remember when I first met her at the YouTube space. And I literally thought I was looking at myself. We look so much alike. And that's when I had my natural hair. And I was like, for years, people have been telling me that me and you look alike. She was like, you look like you could be my daughter. And, you know, when I posted on social media, I remember she commented on there. And she was so sweet. She didn't take offense. And she didn't know I was Lovely T. You know, she was like, no, we do look a lot alike. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'd have been crushed if she was like, no, you don't look like me. Get your ass away from me. Like, Chilli is just, that was so wrong of Chilli to do that. And that little girl looks like her. That was wrong. She's a goofy. Let's see here. Lauren is a stone, sent $10. Says, hey, T, love from NYC. Could you please say, I'ma leave Will? I'ma leave Will. 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 You know Jada out here embarrassing that man again, child. They was dragging her the other day. She done put it out there that Will don't live in the house. She said she prefer that he don't live at home. I said, there go Jada. Bald-headed ass, still starting shit. Still being messy. The shade. But they said Will is out here living his best life. They found photos of him dancing with somebody, child. So they said Will don't care. Jada said she doing her. She don't want Will home. She's trying to engage in her own damn entanglements, okay? So they was dragging her the other day like she's back at it. So that's funny that you brought that up. You know, Jada messy, honey. She don't give a fuck. She said she over it. Y'all know her secrets now. Oh, well, shit. They're in an open marriage. Misentanglement. They said Will out here dancing and doing his thing too. So, but I've been telling y'all Will had a girlfriend. That's why I didn't feel bad about the whole entanglement situation. They want to solely demonize Jada. My issue with Jada was fucking her son's friend. That's too far. You know what I'm saying? If you want some young peen, that's your business. But you don't date somebody that you met through your child. That's disgusting. Okay? So that was my issue with that whole situation. But Will Ben had his little girlfriends and little side pieces. He ain't innocent either, child. So I love the Will emojis. If you're a member, you're able to use the Will Smith emojis. I see them in the chat. Somebody said bald, messy, and freaky. All that. I'll never forget that meme. We posted it a long time ago on Instagram. Somebody said Jada got the whole family looking like Tupac. That was when Jada was bald, Willow was bald, and Jaden Smith had cut off his hair. He was bald too. They said she got the whole family looking like Tupac. Just everybody just bald for no reason. Just shaved heads all around. You get a shaved head. You get a shaved head. You get a shaved head. She had the whole family just bald, paying homage to Tupac. Oh, man. Jade is funny. All right, let's see here. Christine Loves Movies 1 at $9.99 says, hey, T, I want to ask your opinion on the viral hair video of the salon owner wanting to shave the girl's lovely hair off. It gave me PTSD. I'm on my natural journey. I haven't seen that video. Why would somebody want to shave somebody's hair off? Yeah, I haven't seen that video, so I can't speak on it. I'm going to have to look that up. But thank you for the super chat, love. Jaden Williams says, have you talked about Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband yet? No. I heard about it today, and I'm not shocked. You know, once again, the party of family values, you know, the party of, you know, a straight Christian man and woman and, you know, need to have children. And now we're finding out Kristi Noem with her gap, you know, legged ass. She was out here in Minnesota harassing folks, her and her ICE patrol. And we find out the whole time she over here harassing Somalis and, you know, taking people to the Whipple building and shit like that. Her husband is playing in her panty drawer. Her husband is out here cross-dressing, wearing her bra and panty sets. I'm not shocked. And then they said, what's that loser, Lindsey Graham? He's supposed to be in South Carolina working, okay? Figuring out shit. They done spotted his ass in Disney World walking around with a wand, a pink wand. I said, well, is he with the grandbabies? Then I go to Google, this man don't got no kids, let alone grandbabies. Objection, what your ass doing at Disney World by yourself with a pink wand in your hand? All these folks is weird. Y'all ain't seen Lindsey Graham with the pink wand at Disney World? I said, what in the world? Let me see if I can find it. I think they're all a bunch of closeted freaks. Yeah, here it is right here. I said, well, maybe he's with his, you know, I don't know a whole lot about his, you know, personal life. So maybe he took his grandchildren there for the weekend. Then I found out ain't no damn grandchildren. This is him. Bloodthirsty senator busted lying about trip to Disney World. And here he is holding a wand. One of them little, you know, fairy wands. Why are you at Disney World? You got the government shutdown going on. TSA people are just now supposedly supposed to be getting paid. But you at Disney World. With no grandchildren or children in tow. Make it make sense. And now they're saying Kristi Noem's husband, honey, be playing in her panty drawer. Say he a whole drag queen in these streets. This is disturbing. They said the family's blindsided. I'm trying to find the pic. Ooh, I haven't seen the pictures yet. Oh my God. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see that. Yeah, I gotta look at this. And didn't they say, is that her that they say is creeping with somebody? They say that she's creeping with somebody in the political world. And that might be why, if her husband is looking like this, child. So this is her and her husband. These are the pictures. This is disturbing. Once again, the party of family values. His tits are bigger than hers. Hell, they're bigger than mine. Like, what is this? But again, they'll try and act like they're the perfect married couple. Lady Liberty, Uncle Sam. Oh, that's what she looked like back in the day? Okay, girl. With the cowboy hat, good Christian values. That is disturbing. Byron Noem. And I bet you she knew. She knew. Who is the man that they say she creeping with? I believe it's her. They say that she's creeping with somebody. She was getting him money and all types of mess. Yeah, it's okay. Corey Ludowinski. Thank you, Abe Sally 2002. This is who they say her side piece is, because this has been rumored for a while. Let me pull it up here. Oh, Megyn Kelly being messy. Megyn Kelly says Christie's alleged affair looks more noble after husband's cross-dressing. Megyn Kelly is so messy. Girl. I'm trying to find a video of the side dude, because this came out a few days ago. Now it makes sense. This was on March 25th, honey. They said here, Christy Nome keeps her lover, Corey Ludowinski, I don't know how to pronounce that shit, close by her side for first appearance in new job after fired at DHS. So they're saying that's the side dude. So now it makes sense why she's getting some outside peen, because her husband is walking around with fake boobies. So, again, the folks of family values, just like Elon Musk, steadily, creating broken homes. But because he's a billionaire, y'all excuse it. Yeah, she creeping and everything. So, they're all sick.
You caught off guard when the Senate passed the DHS funding bill?
Hold on, it just started. Okay, close up out of that. Let's see here. NJ Goes South sent $50. Says, Rosanda, you done fucked up now. Bunny hopping. Ooh. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat, love. I appreciate you. Thank you. HGM 19922 said 999 says Rosanda is being seen as one of the exotic ones. Yeah, she definitely likes being put in that box. Let's see here. NJ Goes South sent $100. Thank you so much for the big super chat. I appreciate you, love. He says, Chilli done made me give you my concert money tonight. Oh my goodness. You sent $150. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the love and support. So thank you. Man, it is so much going on right now. So let me go ahead. Let's get on to, I've been on here for how long? Y'all know time be flying. We'll be on here having a good time talking. So we got over 9,000 people in here watching, but I'm confused why we only got 2,000 likes. If y'all are enjoying the stream, please hit the like button. Okay, please hit the like button, y'all. So let's get on to the next topic I wanted to hit on. Oh, yeah. Nick Cannon and Amber Rose. Yep, got to talk about that real quick. So Amber Rose is definitely feeling herself, child. Her and Nick Cannon are talking about the Republican Party. She says that white people should be free to use the N-word. Amber Rose is doing the most. So let's start with the clip where they're talking about the Republican Party. So we're going to start with this clip, and then we'll watch the clip about the N-word. All right, so let's go ahead and watch this here.
Like, Trump has always been known, like, before people was hating on him, like, he would be at all the events with, like, Russell Simmons and all the black parties.
Yeah.
He fuck with black women, like...
He had black girlfriends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Publicly.
Like, Trump has always been... that nigga was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep. He didn't have to do that.
But when he got political, that's when, you know, people start putting the racist jacket on.
It's all propaganda.
I honestly don't think he's racist. I think he's Trumpist.
Here's the thing. If Trump was racist, right? Let's say he was pandering just to get the vote.
Yeah.
Right? Why is he still doing shit for black people right now? He could have been like, yo, fuck y'all. I got your vote. I don't give a fuck about y'all. I'm already in office. I can't run another 4 years. I already did 4 years.
I think it's real dope, the lady he made the pardon czar.
Yes.
He made her he pardoned her and then made her the pardon czar to make sure that anybody who is actually been done wrong by the system, that he appointed her to be able to be like, look, you go out there and find these people for me so I can pardon them.
You know why I love Trump?
I fucked with that.
Trump made me have love for my country, because when you go around all the Republicans, they're black, they're white, they're Asian, they're Hispanic, and they don't even talk about race, Nick. They talk about being American. You feel so safe in that environment. You can look online, black Republicans, they talk about this all the time. Because people make it seem like because you're a black Republican that they don't even fuck with you.
Right.
You feel so safe and welcomed in those spaces because they're not looking at you like you're black. They're not looking at you like you're
Hispanic. They just looking like you one of us.
You one of us.
Squad, gang, gang.
You gang. You an American, you gang.
Yeah.
So there's a level of comfort and freedom. Okay, so y'all just heard that. So that was one of their clips that went viral. So let me pull up the next clip here. This was the second clip. Amber Rose says white people should be allowed to say the N-word.
First of all,
white
people should be able to say nigga.
So,
and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, shit.
Because no one, when you really stop giving a fuck about stupid, dumbass words, will stop killing each other. And Nick, it's very different. You know if somebody says the hard R and they're pointing at you, it's very different than rap lyrics or saying, oh, that's my nigga, that's my homie.
Right.
You
if
know?
somebody's using a term as a derogatory term,
but we know that.
Hurt, you know the difference between somebody just saying
we're all
a
smart
rap
enough.
lyric.
We're all smart enough to know what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
So why are we putting so much damage and pain behind? I let my kids curse. They have freedom of speech.
Right.
Why live in America if you don't have freedom of speech? And I let my kids do that. Now, do they say, mommy, fuck you? No.
They bet not.
Do they say, mommy, you're a bitch? No.
Right.
They know what's right and wrong. First of all, white people should be able to say nigga.
So,
and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay. All right. Let me come back on the screen. First of all, Nick and Amber are giving me a fucking headache. She is a weirdo. Again, support who you want to support, believe in what you want to believe in. But what I don't respect, like, don't play in people's faces. You're sitting here saying all this stuff about, you know, Trump and, you know, the Republican Party and how you feel a lot safer in these spaces. And it's very interesting because there was a lot of there was a lot of agreement from Nick. And I'm like, well, is this an interview? This is clearly how you also feel, Nick, because you're very much in agreement and very much aligned with what Amber Rose is saying. And the reason why Amber Rose is now saying that you feel like white people should be able to say the N-word, that's because you want to say it. And what's very interesting is that for a while, Amber was saying that she doesn't consider herself black. And I don't consider her black. And this is why I've said from day one, stop trying to force people into this black box. She's not full black. She's not even phenotypically black. She has black ancestry, but her mom has a mixed ancestry and her dad is black. Her mom is Cape Verdean. And a lot of Cape Verdean people come from a mixed background. They're African, but they come from a mixed background. Okay? But see, the thing is, Amber Rose claimed black when it was convenient. When she was coming up, you know, she wanted to be seen as black and be seen as a video vixen and, you know, embrace the black features and all that. But then when she got her bag and when she got her foothold, she pulled a Post Malone. That's what they do. Just like Post Malone, Jelly Roll, they came into the black community. They came in via hip hop and black people embraced them. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are, you know, the white homeboys. Y'all are just like us. And then as soon as they get where they want to go, all of a sudden, me no black. Now she's just solely biracial. But see, she wants to be able to say the N-word freely without any type of consequences because of how she phenotypically looks. And people are like, well, Nick should have checked her. Why would Nick check her? Are Nick's kids black? Outside of the one black child he has, Onyx, by the one black model? Of course he's not going to check her. He has a bunch of biracial children. He wants his kids to have the freedom to say the N-word as well. You know, it's just a bunch of foolishness. And what's so funny is that it's always okay to disrespect the black community. You got this racially ambiguous woman saying that white people should be allowed to say the N-word. When Nick even hinted at disrespecting the Jews, they shut that motherfucker down. Okay? Objection. They shut his ass down so much so that his weird ass got on Twitter and was acting like he was about to off himself. Who remembers that tea? Them Jews checked his ass so fucking quick, he was tweeting from heaven with his weird ass. But now he has no problem going in and disrespecting the black community. Make it make sense. Why would you not at least take up and be like, no, you know what I'm saying? I can see you saying the N-word because you're mixed or whatever, but for full white people to be saying the N-word, nah, that's a bit too much. He just let this shit rock. It's like, damn, black man. You not gonna say nothing? But the second Professor Griff said something on his platform about the Jewish community, oh, he was on a hobo tour apologizing. They snatched everything from his ass. But see, you can always disrespect the blacks. And there'll be no consequences. That's why people like Amber Rose can come into black spaces, act like they're better than black women. Remember, this is the same woman who got up there and said that there's not any really pretty black women in Philly. All the black women in Philly look rough. It's funny that when she needed to be in black spaces and be around black hip hop and be in black strip clubs, she had no problem embracing the culture. Trump did the same thing. They're trying to give Trump props because he was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air back in the 90s, because he was at, you know, parties with rappers. Yeah, it's called, you know, being an adjacency to other famous rich people. Because one thing about status, it tends to trump race for the most part. Every now and then they'll remind people like a Candace Owens, you're still the N-word. Simmer down, negress. But for the most part, when you're talking about elites and money, they're not too much worried about race too much if the ends justifies the means. A popular TV show that can help my business, yeah, I'll go ahead and slum with the Negroes. Oh, Puffy's what's popping right now in the black community? Yeah, I'm going to show up at a Diddy party. How is that a benefit to just the average black person in America? That didn't benefit us in any way, shape, or form. So what the fuck are you two talking about? He was partying with rappers and stuff. And that did what for us? Stop letting these people play in y'all's face. And this is why I don't support the likes of a Nick Cannon. They're all grifters. Every last one of them. Wherever the wind blows. Because a few years ago, he was conscious Nick. Walking around with an afro and dashiki. Not one black baby mama. But conscious, talking about the black family. But yet refuses to create a black family. He has one full black child. And he only did that, honestly, because of the backlash. Like, how are you talking about a black family, but none of your kids are full black? And again, nothing wrong with him having biracial children. We're not saying that. What we're saying is shut the fuck up talking about a black family. Either talk about all families or shut up talking about black families when you don't have full black children. That was people's points. Then he ran and got the black model knocked up, and she was a goofy for even entertaining this shit. So now she's a part of the circus. Amber Rose has 2 children by 2 different baby daddies. Was smutted out all through the industry. Had a slut walk where she was encouraging young girls that it was okay to be a slut. And I was one of the few influencers speaking out against that. I'll be damned if I see one of my little nieces and nephews, my nieces, walking around in a shirt that says slut on it. And it's supposed to be something positive. Oh, just like we turned the N-word into something negative, into something positive. Absolutely not. But now, you see now that grift is dead. All of these girls who are, promoting that culture, that lifestyle, being fast and slutting yourself out and, strip culture and sex work culture. Now they're all reborn again Christians. Now they're all reinventing themselves. Now she is the part of the crew of family values. 2 baby daddy later and being smutted out through the industry. Who would have thought? So, it's insane. And even Jocelyn was calling it out on the show. And I'm not no big fan of Jocelyn because Jocelyn has her own issues with colorism and featureism and stuff like that too. But on College Hill, Jocelyn was calling her out. That you keep wanting to reiterate that you're mixed. Okay, we get it. I'm not black, I'm mixed. Okay, we get it. But it's funny that you were black when you needed the black community. And I mean, her and Jocelyn, they got into a physical altercation behind that. And again, I'm not the type of person, I don't put mixed people into a box. I don't consider mixed people black. I think mixed people are mixed. They have the right to claim both of their sides. I don't think anybody has a right to put anybody in one box or say that they're black and that's it. I think mixed people are just what they are. They are mixed. They are biracial. Because they're going to walk through life differently than somebody who's phenotypically black. And you can say, well, when you get pulled over by police, they're going to see a black person. Everybody's not getting pulled over by the police every 5 minutes. So that's a stupid straw man argument. Some people never have an interaction with the police. Because what happens is, y'all want to claim everybody is black, and then when they take black roles, then y'all get upset. This is why now we have this whole discussion where nobody knows what 4C hair is anymore. But I'm here to remind y'all. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay? So Amber Rose can claim to be whatever she wants to be, but she needs to remember how she got into the game. We only know you because the black community supported you. And that's always been my issue, is that y'all will go out y'all's way to follow, because again, follows, likes, all that stuff equates currency. Y'all will go out y'all's way to follow all of these racially ambiguous, barely black women. Most of the people who follow Amber Rose were other black women. I ain't never followed her because I didn't like what she stood for. So that's something that black women also had to deal with, because y'all gave this broad the pedestal that she now has, where now that she's got to where she's going, she thinks she's better than your full black ass. And she's letting it be known, I'm not black. I'm mixed. And white folks should be able to say the N-word. It was black women who followed her and gave her that leverage. So, but y'all not ready for that conversation. So yeah, Amber Rose, she's trash. I wonder if she'd have the same energy, and if she'd be okay if people, went around saying derogatory things about her white half. Went around using words like cracker and things like that. Or talked about, Asian people and used the CH word. Or talked about Latinos and used the S word. Would that be okay? Or better yet, remember, she's a bisexual. That was her whole, remember, again, now she's a Christian. But before she turned Christian and conservative, she was getting tossed. She was sleeping with men and women. So should people be able to just say the F word freely too, since white people should be allowed to say, the N word? Should folks be allowed to just say the F word freely too? Because y'all got to keep the same energy. But see, she's not ready for that conversation. So I'm glad I never followed her, so I could care less. It doesn't bother me one way or another because these are not people that I follow. I didn't give her fame. I always call her bullshit. And I'm glad that I can stand 10 years later when people used to knock me and say I was a hater, I was jealous, I was ugly. You're just mad because you're ugly, you're black as hell. Just all this shit people used to say to me when I would call out this type of behavior. But now 10 years later, I'm glad the chickens have come home to roost, and I'm glad I was on the right side of history. So, Kanye shrug. I'm glad I stood on my square, and I let y'all drag me and talk shit about me. But now you see the chickens have come home to roost. So, I feel no ways. Let's see here. Y'all said my stream is glitching. Am I still glitching? It says it's an excellent stream right now, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it's glitching. I'm seeing it now. I don't know why. Is it still glitching? See, here you go. When you're talking about real stuff, now it wants to lag. I think it stopped. I'm looking at my screen. I think it stopped. Okay, it's not. I don't think it's. I don't know. Oh, now it's saying, now the stream is poor. There we go. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. It's funny how this is happening more and more when I'm going live. I'm starting to have all these glitching issues. Let me try and refresh. Hold on. Oh, YouTube. I don't know. I feel like my stream is crashing. It's like frozen or something. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Exit it. I don't even know if y'all can see me. It's crashing now on my back end. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't have said anything about the J community. Somebody said Amber Rose reported the live. Can y'all still see me? Damn it. Rock Nation! Rock Nation shall crumble! Jay-Z said, you're not going to be sitting here talking about Amber Rose. Okay. It looks like it's working now. Okay. I'm going to keep it going. Oh, yeah. But before I go, Lizzo told y'all this. And I'm not no big fan of, Lizzo either. But Lizzo spoke some truth a few months ago. Lizzo told y'all, just like I've been saying, the money's not money. And you're going to see more and more people moving to that MAGA side. Okay? Who remembers when Lizzo said this? Yeah, today, Tristan Thompson came out. He said that Donald Trump has done a lot for America. Didn't mention anything about the war, the poor, people that are being drafted. This came out today. Tristan Thompson expresses support for Donald Trump. Thinks he's helped out the country a lot. Let's watch this real quick.
I'm a firm believer because I have family members and I have people that are immigrants. I think, I believe, for those that do the thing the right way and get the papers, I think they should be taken care of first and foremost. I think that's the right thing, right? I think that's the right way of going about it. But yes, do we have some great, brilliant minds of people that are in the process of getting their papers or in the process of they're in the in-between stage? I totally understand. I think it should be case by case on the right people.
Now, what's interesting, he's on Katie Miller, who is Stephen Miller's wife's podcast. And Stephen Miller is a stone cold, racist. But he's on his podcast.
I understand where he's coming from, but for me, I think it varies depending on who the person is.
A bit more nuanced for you.
Yeah. I understand where he's coming from, but for me, I think it's.
Okay, girl. He's all lean to the side. I don't know if he's lean to the side because he's just tall as hell, or what you do, or is it how you do it? Like, okay, Tristan third trimester, he just lean to the side and shit. I don't know men who sit like that, but it might be because he got long legs and arms. But the way he's leaning, sis, oh no, because I don't even lean to the side like that. Let me stop being messy. You done goofed. Tristan lean to the side, Thompson. I'm so tired of these damn celebrities. Just a leaning, just tall for nothing. All right, so this is Lizzo. She was saying this back in December. She said you're going to see more and more of these celebrities. Once the money's not money, and honey, they're going to go to the other side. They're going to be leaning to the right. Everything you own in the box to the right. Oh, tall ass, just lean to the side. Gangster leaning in the chair. Oh, no, because Trump, All right, here go Lizzo.
So I'm getting texts like about Nikki, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know. Then, I researched and saw what was going on. And I'm going to say it like this. Celebrities' opinions of other celebrities does not matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. So my opinion of her does not matter. But what I will tell you is you're about to see an influx of people who see that it is more profitable and more beneficial to join that side. You're going to see it. It already started, and it's going to continue. This is his first year. This is Trump's first year as president. We got 3 more years of people who are going to surprise you. And it's going to hurt your feelings and it's going to disappoint you. And you have to know that, there's money behind everything. There are privileges behind every move people in these positions make. And I'm not surprised.
All right, y'all see what Lizzo had to say. And this was just in December. So, again, I'm not surprised because, like I've always said, the right, they have a bag. There's a nice little bag over there. And that's why Nikki ran her ass over there. There's a nice little bag, like nice little coins. Unfortunately for the left, they know ain't too much coinage. They just said you should just vote for us just because. So I feel like a lot of these folks are just moving towards the right. They're already there. Nick Cannon, it's clearly obvious where he's at now. Totally switched up. So Tristan, third trimester, gangster leaning Thompson, he switched up. So I'm not surprised at all by any of these folks. Chilli, not shocked. Chilli been showing us who she was. So now, let's talk about Cardi B. Check out my screen up.
So no, okay, so you couldn't do garlic.
The struggle that
in this.
Yes, no
So
garlic.
Cardi
I would never
B.
do that again.
Oh,
No.
I was playing. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I got a few videos.
I have with my own fucking hair. Bitch, who the fuck?
Why are all these videos playing? What's up, Twitter? All this autoplay. Give me just a second here. Okay, make sure I got on mine. So we got another celebrity hairline. So Cardi B announced that she's dropping her hair care line. And I know she's been working on this for years. It's supposed to come out April 15th. And so she did like a test run, I think, in the Bronx. They did a pop-up shop and she ended up selling out in like an hour. So a lot of people are really excited about this because of her hair, how long it's grown. We all know she's been on her hair growth journey for a few years. And so I have a lot to say because there's been a lot of dialogue behind this situation. And there's a lot of, I think, really disingenuous conversations going on. Can y'all see and hear me? I feel like people are confused in the chat. I hope am I still streaming? Let me make sure. Okay. I don't know what's going on. It's like, it's saying that I don't have enough bandwidth. It's like the stream is running really, really slow. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So I'm going to play some clips that somebody put together from TikTok. It's been a lot of discussion. Then I'll play some clips of Cardi B talking about her hair care line as well. Because some people feel like it's not going to work on, you know, black hair. People are saying because she's a Latina, you know, different things like that. But she's been on her hair growth journey for years, for a long time. And her progress has just been amazing. So let me go ahead and play just some of these little TikToks. Let's see here.
Cardi B is launching a hair care line.
Does anyone else feel like the natural hair care community is just becoming unnecessarily overwhelmed by these celebrity hair care lines?
We finally got a release date, y'all. Cardi B will officially be launching her hair care line on April 15th.
Knowing damn well that's not for y'all head type.
When celebrities have brands, you worry about the authenticity and whether or not this is just something that they're trying to get their consumer base to buy so they have more money in their pocket.
But I'm putting my name on that I know. But one thing I do know, bitch, is motherfucking hair, bitch.
So Cardi B is finally launching a hair care line sometime next month. There was some talk.
So you guys can watch the video. Her name is Tinta. That's her video. So like I said, there's been a lot of dialogue on this whole situation. So let me go ahead and play y'all. I know Cardi B has been like on a press run too, talking about her hair. So she did a press run the other day on Jimmy Fallon. So we're gonna watch that real quick here. Let me see if I can hold on real quick. Okay. All right. So this is just some of her press stuff where she's talking about it.
I put garlic, but I put it too raw on my hair. And for 6 months straight, every single time I sweat, I smell like a pasta bowl. It was gross.
Good.
You know, yeah.
Vampires won't bother you.
Well, I am the vampire.
Oh! Woo! But that's hilarious. So so you couldn't do garlic in this?
Yes, no garlic. I will never do that again.
No.
I will never ever do it again.
It didn't work out?
No, it didn't work out. You know, because I've been doing like rice water, I've been doing onion water, but this time I decided to go raw garlic. Oof. Like, I'm like, you know what? I don't got time to boil it. And I was smelling.
So y'all see she's doing her press run. So this was her the other night on Twitter. She was upset. She was showing like, 3 years worth of her hair growth. And because of a lot of the dialogue, she kind of went off about the situation. So we're going to listen to this.
The struggle that I have with my own fucking hair. Bitch, who the fuck? This ain't no nap competition, bitch. This ain't no who got the worst hair, bitch. Fuck. You ain't gonna tell me about my shit. Now, bitch, and let me tell you something else. This hair product, bitch, it took 3 years to develop, and I got it all recorded. It took me 3 years to develop this shit. So we could all have some good hair, bitch. So our shit could grow good, bitch. And not only just grow good, bitch, to keep it moisturized. Bitches out here trying to have a nap competition with me. How you gonna tell me, bitch? How you gonna tell me about my own shit? How you gonna tell me about my own fucking shit, bitch? I'm going to kindergarten, bitch, with my hair fucked up, my hair not done because I'm crying and shit, and my mom kept doing fucking four ponytails on me because, bitch, I'm crying at a motherfucker. It's like, all right, bitch, you don't want to get your hair done, bitch, go to school. And my hair fucked up, and bitches making fun of my motherfucking hair. I got my fucking cousins, bitch, my Dominican cousins, bitch, my fucking bitches from my other cousins from my mom's side with the good hair making fun of my shit. because they got some good hair and I fucking don't. And you.
Okay, so you just heard what she had to say there. I just want to make sure I have my little clips together. Okay. So this is my issue with this whole situation. And Cardi B has never come out and said that she has 4C hair. I see a lot of black women coming out and saying, especially on social media, that Cardi B hair is 4C hair. It's just like their hair. And that's just not true. This is coming from somebody I fuck with Cardi B. Me and her are still cool. She texted me while she was here in Minneapolis and everything else for y'all who swept down. Y'all must not talk anymore. No, I'm just a person who's going to be honest and state my opinion regardless if I'm cool with somebody or not. Okay? I don't know what happened to the natural hair movement. And again, as somebody who started their YouTube channel. Okay, remember before this was ever commentary, celebrity news, I had a hair channel. That's how most people found me. Okay? I had a natural hair channel and I taught women, me, not just me, but it was a community of women. And we taught women how to grow their natural hair. And that was one of my first videos that went low-key viral, is how I grew my hair in 6 months from my hair being neck length, unhealthy, to me growing it to bra strap length in 6 months. And so I did all this on the channel. I broke it down. These were videos from probably 15 years ago. I remember I used to be doing my husband's hair, my ex-husband's hair on the channel, because we had many different hair textures in our household, you know, even with my boys. So the thing that just has me tripped out is, when did Cardi B's hair type become 4C hair? Are y'all cool? The natural hair movement to me has really been hijacked. It's very, very strange. And I know I don't talk about natural. I don't do hair videos anymore. But does Cardi B have kinky hair? Her hair is kinkier. It is. But she's not 4C. Cardi B's hair texture is 3C. At the most, maybe 4A. But I would put her in the 3C category. And it's very weird that people are saying that's how they found me. Yes, I used to do my nephew's hair. I'd show people how to do dreadlocks. And so it's just very weird that people are saying that she has 4C hair. I don't even have 4C hair. My hair is a mixture of 4A and 4B. Okay? My youngest son, his hair is 3C. My oldest son, his hair is 3B with some 3A in it. So let me show you some pictures of Cardi's hair from when she posted in 2021. And I'm going to show you an old video of mine on YouTube. These hair textures are not the same. I think people are being very willfully ignorant and disrespectful, especially the people who have 4C hair. Okay? So let me go ahead and pull this up. Oh, hold on. Let me put it on this one. Okay. All right. So she had wrote this out back in 2021 here. She was saying, basically, every time she posts her natural hair, I keep hearing people saying you're mixed, you're supposed to have long hair. That's not true. That's misleading. I've been posting pictures of my hair journey for years, and being mixed doesn't mean that your hair is always long and curly. That wasn't my case. So basically, she's talking about that. And that's true. Not everybody who's mixed has long flowing hair, right? But this is some of her natural hair texture right here. Let me go back to the beginning. Hold on. So this is her as a kid, this famous picture with the afro. But you can tell she still has the curls. They just didn't know how to style her hair. They just didn't know what products to use. And a lot of times what you'll find is that people who come from a multiracial background, I don't care if it's biracial, black and white, Latina, if people don't have a particular hair texture, sometimes those parents get frustrated. They don't know what to do with it, so they just let it be. They consider it bad hair and they keep it moving. And I think that was the issue. Just nobody wanted to do Cardi's hair when she was younger, right? So they kind of just let her do whatever with it. They kind of just left it alone because it wasn't like Hennessy's hair texture, okay? So as you see here, some teenage pictures. Now this was her in high school. It was pressed. It was short, but it was pressed. So this is here as she's starting to grow her hair journey. This is not 4C hair, okay? Yes, she can somewhat get a kink to her hair, a little bit of afro, but that is not what a 4C hair texture looks like. That is 3C hair, blown out, 4A at best, okay? This is somebody who's done natural hair for years. So this is her hair here naturally after she's washed it and let it air dry. Okay? You can see the curls and the waves and stuff in it. That is not 4C hair. Here goes another picture of her. You can see her curls. Not picture, or video, excuse me. Here it is. Her hair is pressed out. And then this is her hair now. This was in 2021 when she was growing it out. Okay? Her hair is blown out, but you can still see her hair texture. So let me show you guys. So, this is her hair right here, right? Like I said, it's 3C, 4A at best. So now let me show y'all a video of my hair from a few years ago when I did a video on the ground making fun of Trish Paytas, whatever the hell her name is. So this was from 6 years ago. So I'm gonna just let this play real quick. I'll just let this play. Just watch it real quick. I don't have my mug. I don't have my set. I'm on the floor in my kitchen. But I'm here because I want to talk to you guys about, just some things I've been going through emotionally, some struggles I've been having, and I wanted to just come on camera and bare my soul. I mean, hell, I'm not even wearing weave, okay? This is not a wig. This is all my shit. That's how real this is to me. So this was a joke video, by the way. It was just me trolling. But I was just showing that is my real hair texture here. My hair is 4A mixed with some 4B. My hair texture is not the same as Cardi B. You cannot tell me that we have this same exact hair. We just don't. You can see her curl pattern right here, right? Her hair is blown out. My hair is blown out, but it's two different curl patterns, right? This is what real 4C hair looks like. And I'm going to need y'all to stop being willfully ignorant and acting like y'all don't understand the difference, okay? And I think I know why this has happened, and we'll get into that in just a bit. Trying to find it here. Okay. This is 4C hair. Oh, she got music playing. Okay. If my hair doesn't even stand like this when I wash it and I get out the shower, how are y'all comparing this hair to Cardi B? Make it make sense. This is natural 4C hair. This girl is gorgeous, by the way. Hold on. Let me fix this a bit. There we go. Actually, I'm put on the IG browser. There we go. This is 4C hair. They deal with a lot of shrinkage. It's tightly compact. Beautiful hair. Cardi B's hair looks nothing like this, even when it's freshly washed. Okay? Every black person doesn't necessarily have 4C hair, right? Because like I said, my hair doesn't even do that. It's a very unique hair type. It takes work for people. And unfortunately, it comes with a stigma, and I hate that. So when I see people being dismissive and saying, oh, Cardi B has 4C hair, that's not okay because so many people who really have 4C hair had to fight for even visibility for this hair to be seen as beautiful. So I take disrespect when people say that somebody has 4C hair when they don't, when you have real people out here who really have 4C hair and they have to manage it a certain way. They have to take care of it a certain way. Like, can we stop? Can we give the people space who actually have 4C hair? Give them the space, give them the visibility, and stop trying to tie anybody with any type of little bit of a curl pattern into 4C? That doesn't make any sense. Again, let me show y'all the difference. I'm going to go in between these so y'all can see it once again. This is 4C hair. This is Cardi B's hair. This is not, her hair is not compact. Hold on. Okay, her hair is not as compact as this young lady's hair. This is my hair texture here. You can't compare this to this. It's different hair textures, and that's okay. And again, this is not no shot at Cardi B, because Cardi B never came out and said she had 4C hair. She says she has, kinkier hair. In her words, nappier hair, right? Because her hair is not, she doesn't have like a loose curl pattern. Her hair is not the same texture as like a Hennessy Carolina or other, people who tend to be what you think about a biracial person looks like phenotypically. Her hair texture is not that of like a Chilli from TLC, right? But just because her hair texture is not that does not make her hair 4C. Can we stop the foolishness? And 4C hair grows, it gets long, but they deal with a lot of shrinkage, just like 4A hair. It can look a lot shorter than what it is. We deal with a lot of shrinkage. They deal with the most shrinkage in the 4s. But when you stretch it out, it can be all the way out to here, and you would never know because their hair is very, very compact. And so as I was researching, I said, well, I'm confused as to when did the hair charts, did they change? Why are so many people fighting and windmilling in the comment section that Cardi B has 4C hair when she doesn't? She has 3C hair with a mixture of possibly 4A at the most. But I would mainly put her in the 3C category. Then I started going in and looking at the hair charts. And I noticed some things have changed over the years from when I was doing videos, okay? So here goes some hair charts from 5-6 years ago. I'm gonna show you what they look like versus the ones I'm seeing in 2024, 2025, okay? Because you got people saying that Beyonce, hair texture is in the 4s. I'm like, are y'all cool? When did Beyonce have any type of 4 anything hair? So, like I said, I went back and I looked at some of these texture charts. And let me show y'all what I found. So 5 years ago, these were the patterns. This came out, somebody posted this 5 years ago. And you see here 4A hair. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Hold on. we're going to kind of come out of the 2s. We don't care. We'll stick to the 4s real quick. Hold on. Okay. So this is 3C. So I want you to look at the hair chart. This was 5 years ago. This type of hair was considered 3C. You know, looser curl pattern. I would say Chilli from TLC, her hair is more 3A. But this was 4A. You still got the afro, but you can still see some of the, you know, the waves and the coils. 4B, more tight. 4C, tight. Right? So that was 5 years ago. So now this is from 6 years ago. Again, you see the 3B hair? The 3C hair? More of a tighter curl. You see the 4A? This is a very real representation of 4A, 4B, 4C. Okay? Cardi B is in between 3C and 4A. So I want y'all to get a good look at this. Okay? So now let's fast forward to today. Make sure I have them. Okay. So now this is what we're seeing, and this was published in 2024. So this is from 2024. Know your hair texture. This is now considered 3C. And look at the 4A. This ain't no different than 3C. 4B, 4C. Right? But now, these people are considered 4A hair types. She's biracial. She's mixed with like what Chilli's mixed with. This is not 4A hair. This is 3C. Solange's hair is not 4A. Solange's hair is 3C. They're considering this 3B. And they couldn't even find another hair type. So Lupita Nyong'o is the only 4C person. They got her on here twice. I mean, this is insane. So I think what has happened is that years ago, there was a really legitimate curl pattern category chart. And it's almost like now they've watered it down and they're throwing people who have more, you know, looser curl patterns into the 4s. So that way girls who have hair in the 4s can be like, hey, my hair can look like that too. Oh, this would work on me because her hair is 4A. What about the Shahidi girl is 4A? So I feel like they're pushing the looser hair texture girls into the 4A category because, you know, Black women, we're always worried about our hair and hair products. We're the ones who buy the products. So if we can put them into that category, they'll be more likely to buy the hair products. I just find that weird that they're like, these charts have definitely changed from what they were a few years ago. Because I'm like, how did we go from this is definitely what 4C hair looks like to Cardi B has 4C hair? That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And again, she's not the one saying it. It's these arguments I'm seeing all over TikTok. So if Cardi B is 4C hair, what are the girls who actually have 4C hair? What is that? What do we call their hair? And if that's the case, if everybody's just 4C now and there's no difference, then why isn't that particular hair texture seen and featured in more hair magazines? Since it's all the same. since everybody's 4C? Why is this particular texture 4C more marketable than this particular? Since it's all the same, right? Yeah, it's just a mess the way this is now. And again, I would say there's exceptions to every rule. Like we were talking earlier about Doja Cat. She's biracial. So when you typically think about what a biracial person, like when you envision them in your mind, they tend to look a certain way, right? Because for the most part, most biracials fall under that category where they look a certain way. They're usually light skin, looser hair texture. Some may have light eyes, some may have dark eyes. You don't necessarily think of a biracial person having 4C hair. So Doja Cat is the exception to that rule. Doja Cat, as a biracial, really has 4C hair. Let me pull this up. Trying to find my clips. Hold on. I have so many windows open. Where did my Doja Cat clip go? Okay, there it is. All right. So this is Doja Cat here. So y'all can see her hair right here. And she's always dealt with like negative comments about her hair. I was hoping I could zoom in on that. But yeah, you can see right here. Her hair is more 4C. And again, I can understand her having issues with her hair because I'm sure she probably didn't have, her mom didn't know how to style it. And because phenotypically, most people would assume that her being biracial, she wouldn't have that type of hair. But she does. And you can see, like her hair was not taken care of. So she's always had these issues with her hair texture. But I also feel like the reason why her hair is more closer to 4C, even though she's biracial, is that she's South African. And if you guys know anything about South Africa, there are certain tribes in South Africa where they have a very, very unique hair, and they call it peppercorn hair. They have a very, very unique, tightly coiled hair. Let me pull this up. I want to say they're the Koshan people. Yeah, Koshan people. And I believe that's her father may have some of that in him. They tend to have Asian features as far as their eyes. They look Asian in a way, but their hair they have some of the most unique hair on the planet. Like she looks Asian, but her hair, definitely South African. Let's see.
In this video, I am going to bust
so people talk about it all the time.
Around Bantu hair.
So I think that's why.
Você já viu ele?
Oh God, that was loud as hell. But I think that's why Doja's hair texture is very much closer to 4C because her dad's peoples, because of that unique hair in South Africa. So, again, I'm just coming to educate, not to bash anybody. I can't wait for her hair care line to drop. I know she's going to do good. She has really worked hard to grow her hair out. She really has over the years to get healthy hair. And it's, it's easier because, again, she has money for protective styling, wigs. You know, if you're not manipulating your hair a lot and constantly taking heat to it and combs and, you know, doing a lot of manipulation, and you're wearing wigs, that can give your hair a break and a chance to grow. Or protective styling, like if you like braids and stuff like that. You know, it's about the products that you use in your hair, keeping your hair clean, healthy. You know, so there's all types of things. She's definitely grown her hair out. I would never take that from her. But I want people to be very honest and stop trying to put her in the 4C category. Because at this point, it's not okay. Especially when we have seen for years women online with 4C hair, you know what I'm saying, not getting the visibility that they deserve for their hair texture, or being made to feel like, you know, especially when they were younger, that their hair was less than. And then now all of a sudden y'all are saying that somebody who does not have 4C hair is 4C. That's insane. I think at the end of the day, everybody should be focused on having healthy hair, regardless of your hair texture. You should be focusing on having healthy hair. But let's stop looking at something and saying just because it worked for one, it works for all. And people saying, well, her hair is only long because she's Latina or she's mixed. That plays a part in it, but that's not always the standard, right? Because I just showed y'all Doja Cat. Doja Cat is biracial. She has a whole white mother. And her hair is very kinky, right? Just like we were talking earlier about Chilli. Chilli's dark skin. So usually when you think about a dark-skinned person, phenotypically, your mind tends to think, okay, a dark-skinned person, brown skin, you know, maybe a fuller nose, fuller lips, you know, 4A hair. But then Chilli is the exception to that rule. Even though she's dark-skinned, she doesn't necessarily have those typical features, right? So there's always an exception to the rule. You know, Chilli's hair is more 2C. Meanwhile, Doja Cat got a white mom and her hair is 4C. So there's always exceptions. But people also need to understand that genetics does play a part in that. You can't just say that your hair is not long, you know, because of any other mixtures in you. That also plays a role. Because certain races do tend to have longer hair, right? No matter how long I try to grow my hair out, my hair genetically, I can't grow my hair waist length. I've tried. The longest I've gotten it is mid-back length. Genetically, there's nobody in my family who has waist-length hair. So if I don't have an abuela or, you know, a grandmother with waist-length hair, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to be able to grow my hair waist-length no matter how much I try. So genetics also does play a part in it. And a lot of Latinos tend to have longer hair. There's always exceptions, but the majority of them tend to have longer hair. So we can't just act like that's not a thing, right? That'd be like saying like, oh, Doja Cat is mixed. Most white people tend to have longer hair. If their hair is shorter, it's because they chose to cut it. So there's different things that play into that. And people need to just need to be honest about it. You know, and go into something go into it like an open mind. Don't just think because you see something, that's exactly how your hair is going to look and turn out. You got to do what works for you. So we need to stop being disingenuous and putting people in the 4 categories who don't belong in the 4 category. Because they did the same thing with Beyonce. All of a sudden, Beyonce was also 4A. And it's like when I looked at the Creed commercial or whatever, Sacred, not Creed. When I looked at her Sacred video, nothing about her hair texture is 4A or 4C like some people were even alluding to. This was her Creed. Sacred, not Creed. I keep saying Creed. Sacred. Hold on. Put on a different one. There we go. So this was her hair, washing her hair. You can't compare this to somebody with 4C hair.
Y'all, what it does for my hair. I love the lather. It's very soothing. The smells. Because my color was fresh, we used the rice and rose water ritual.
How is this the same hair texture as somebody in the 4s? That's why I don't understand what's going on with social media and just like people just trying to, maybe they want adjacency to their favorite celebrity. I don't know. But when we were growing up and when we were in the hair care in the natural hair community, tough, there were specific distinctions. And that was so people knew who to go to for certain hair care advice. And in the same breath, y'all will cry that, biracial hair is now the face of the natural hair movement. That's kind of why the natural hair movement, if we want to keep it real, that's why it died on social media. Because they pushed all the 4s out, the people who truly had 4 hair textures, and they kept saying, oh, it's about the 3s and the curls and the looser curls. Everything was about having loose curls. And so then biracial hair became the face of the natural hair movement. You even had white women talking about they were natural. Like, what the hell? Your hair is 1C. That wasn't what the natural hair movement was for. It was for black women who did not perm their hair, whose hair were at the end of the spectrum from 3C upwards to the 4s. And then it just totally got hijacked. So, it's just me keeping it real. And again, it has nothing to do with ethnicity or skin tone. Because again, you can be super light and have hair like Doja Cat, or you can be dark and have hair like Chilli. Your hair texture is what's unique to you. But like I said, Cardi B's hair texture, from everything I've seen, and from somebody who started in the natural hair movement, and I've dealt with many textures. I've worked on natural hair. I've done dreadlocks for people. I started my youngest son's dreadlocks a few years ago, so I know hair textures. Her hair texture is not 4C. So let's stop. All right, so let me go ahead. How long have I been on here? Oh, 2.5 hours, child. What time is it? 8:30. All right. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats. Please hit the like button if you guys are enjoying this stream. We got over 9,000 people in here. Please make sure you guys hit the like button. Let's see here. Wendy Go 090 sent 1999 says, hey T, sorry if this is off topic. Did you hear that the bullet they found in Charlie Kirk does not match the shooter's rifle? Hit the like button. No, I haven't heard that yet. But I'm not surprised anyway, so I never thought that furry lover did the killing. So I'm not shocked that it does not match. That was a setup all day. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, love. No Mem UA 9842 sent 999 says Amber saying that because she's not a nigga, she's mixed. Her mom is Cape Verdean, a West African country whose people are believed to be mixed, and her father is a white Italian, to be exact. Yes, exactly. Most people in Cape Verde, they're like a whole mixed population with Portuguese. So, yeah. Forever Your Leo. Hey sis, she sent 999. She said, at this point, Love Don't Cost a Thing was a documentary because Nick has been a cornball, especially after what he did to Mariah, and Amber needs to go walk a mile somewhere. I agree. Thank you so much for the super chat, love. Nia sent $5, says Nick kissed them people's ass. He went and studied under them too, going to the synagogue and all. Him and Tiffany Haddish. I didn't know Tiffany Haddish did that. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Bubble Bobble Full Throttle says, you know, the elites told them to say that crap. They popped for the pimp like they always do, and Nick has been a clown. I don't know why people are surprised. I agree. Christine Loves Movies says, they won't let me send the link, but the hair salon video was our neighborhood talk about a month ago. It's called 717 Studio. I had to look that up. Kyra Woodall, Sam 499 says, I don't care if Trump was in black spaces before. He wasn't the fucking president. He didn't have the authority to affect our lives at any time. Agreed. Thank you for the super chat. Cutie Pie sent $20, says, black people don't hold people accountable. We have short-term memory. Start supporting before the change actually happens. They know this and think of us as a joke. Other communities don't let up until they get the change. Agreed. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Fabulous Fran says, we need real black and brown leaders that represent all cultures under the umbrella. People need to wake up. Celebrities are just celebrities. Agreed. Let's see here. What the F Wednesday said, Chilli about to get Stacey dashed. Phoenix Black sent $2, says, Doja Cat's hair is closer to 4C. It is. Her hair is definitely 4C. Week of Yo 333 said 999, said, thoughts on the Real Housewives of Atlanta 17. Pinky Cole is giving bankruptcy fraud already, and Jen Shah is doing an interview tomorrow to clear up any confusion. I bet you Andy's going to bring her scamming ass back too. I didn't know that Jen Shah was going to do another interview. Yeah, Pinky better watch out going on Real Housewives because she's in active bankruptcy. That's the same thing Teresa Giudice and Joe tried to do. They were in active bankruptcy and, you know, flossing and stunting on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it made the IRS dig a little bit further, and they both ended up doing time. So I hope Pinky's honest about everything she put in that bankruptcy. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see here. Yolanda Carter sent 10, says, hey, I love watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Verbal Beauty sent 5, says, I have 4B hair. I left the natural hair community years ago due to texturism. Many hair gurus also got texturizers but claim to still have 4C hair. Wow. Yeah, I stopped being a part of it. It just got too ugly. They were trying to make rules and regulations. You know, they'd go in on people for having perms, but then your dreadlocks are dyed blonde. You know what I mean? So it's like, are you really that natural? You're dyeing your hair blonde, you know? So at the end of the day, do what works for your hair, you know? I just hate the fact that the natural hair movement really died because it was a really powerful thing on YouTube. And when I tell you, if it was not for the natural hair movements, a lot of these hair companies probably would have went out of business. They stole so many recipes from us because this was in the early days of the internet, so we didn't know about, you know, trademark and copyright. You know, we were just sharing information. And then it was like after that, Herbal Essence, L'Oreal, everybody had a natural hair care line. Everything became sulfate free. Because we're always talking about, you know, sulfate in shampoos. And so how you could wash your hair with like apple cider vinegar and just, you know, all these tips that we were giving people. How to make hair masks and, you know, how to make hair butters. And the commercial hair companies, they stole all those recipes from Black women on YouTube. They started coming out with sulfate-free shampoos and, you know, shea butter, conditioners, all this stuff that we used to make on YouTube to help educate the Black community. They stole it from all of us in the hair care community. Even bonnets, you know? So, it's a shame. Yeah, remember the pre-poos? Jinx, Monsoon, you brought that back, the pre-poos. Yep, I remember that. Pre-pooing your hair and twisting your hair and shampooing it with the twist in there. Oh, yeah. Flaxseed gels. They stole all of that stuff from us and turned it commercial. And then they bought out what they also did. They brought out a lot of the Black hair companies like Miss Jessie and Shea Moisture. And if you remember how those products were initially, they were very good for your hair, very healthy. Then they started cutting the products, making them cheaper, watering them down. And they weren't working the same as they were working when they were owned under black ownership. Once they sold to the white corporations, all the products got watered down. Yeah. Let's see here. S.A. Coop says, Chilli argued that she's caramel. Also, there was a low-high prosperity hair. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Axe Cole says, a lot of celebrities don't wear their real hair, but claim it's theirs. Even Judy from Kaleidoscope, you don't see as much. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Kaleidoscope brand. She does have that. Let's see here. Did I read this one? Cutie Pie says, Black people don't hold people accountable. We have short-term memory. Start supporting before the change actually happens. They know this and they think of us as a joke. Other communities don't let up until they get the change. I definitely agree with that. Thank you for the super chat. All right, y'all. I think I got everything, child. I'm tired. Yeah. Bonnets were never only in the black community. Everyone has to protect their hair, not just black. I'm not saying that bonnets were only in the black community. What I'm saying is that the bonnets were popularized online by black influencers. They really popularized the satin ones because people wore bonnets, but they weren't necessarily satin. Now all of a sudden you had all these white women with, creating satin bonnets. You know what I mean? But they were calling them other names. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that only black women protected their hair at night because people wore scarves and stuff. But you had white women remixing the bonnet and acting like it was something that they invented. And they got drugged for that. Yeah, I remember Miss Jessie. She had some good product. It was two sisters, right? They had like the custard curls and all that stuff. Yeah. So, y'all, please hit the like button. I'm tired. It's almost 9 o'clock. I got to be up early. I got another round of appointments tomorrow, so I have to get up at like 6 a.m. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Please hit the like button. Thank y'all for spending the evening with me. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Everybody have a good night. Bye, y'all.